Hi, I'm Holly. Welcome to What's Up in Endo, episode 2.
And I'm Bettina. Welcome.
I think this is a long awaited podcast. We've been waiting to do this one probably for a good 2 years now.
Yes. Our whole community has waited. She's got hot tea. I got cold tea.
Yes, we had to bring the tea out today.
We're just missing palm trees. Okay. Today we would like to talk about an issue affecting our community. Um, so I know everybody has been a part of Nancy's Nook.
Mm. Horror stories.
Okay. So if you have been part of Nancy's Nook, you know exactly what we are about to talk about, or I should hope. You might be one of the poor souls that are actually convinced that Nancy is is a savior among this community. And if that, in fact, is the case, you will not enjoy this podcast. You will not feel comfortable, so you might want to bow out now.
Because it's going to get real. We're not going to hold our tongue. We're just going to say how we feel about this shit.
Um, okay. So when I first got into this community, and the only reason why I got into this community is because I wanted more support. But it sure as hell did not involve me seeing Nancy's anything on any internet. When I found out about endometriosis, it was not because I had a come to Jesus moment and saw everything that Nancy posted online about endometriosis. I think that it does us injustice to sit there and say, "Oh, I couldn't have saved myself. I needed this savior, Nancy." Really?
Nancy's not the one that diagnosed you.
Right. So, um, so I got into her group, and I tried to talk about my doctor when I first got in there because I was just so like, I found a good doctor, and that's when I started to learn the politics in her group. My post was removed. I was told that my doctor was not on the list, and therefore I could not talk about him. This infamous list only involves certain doctors. Um, and usually these doctors don't take insurance.
They take cash. They take lots of money.
And if that's not a sign of fuckery to anybody else, then I don't know what exactly you need, because the Hippocratic Oath, you're not supposed to be in it for profit.
Exactly. And these doctors are feeding off of sick women who most of the time cannot work or has limited ability to work.
They're like Dementors. I'm wearing my little Harry Potter infinity scar. That's what they are. They're like the Dementors of the Endo world. So that was another red flag for me that something wasn't right with the Nancy's Nook um, group.
My red flag came when I joined the group and I talked about my story or what I had been going through and the fact that I had to have a hysterectomy, and I got attacked by probably a good 20 people. And at that point, I was like, okay, this is not the thing for me, because if I'm looking for support, I'm not going to get it here.
Girl, support and that group should not even be in the same goddamn sentence together. I am sorry I'm cursing, but
But unfortunately, that was the first group I found. And then I found the other. The the one that we found each other in.
Endometrial Sisters. That
Mm-hmm.
was good, but I just
That
cringed
one
a
was
little bit.
interesting. There's been some conversations in that one too. That I was like, oh.
But so it just came out this weekend about some of the shady practices that are going on with Nancy's Nut because our community has had enough of this. It's trash. And it's spit in the face to doctors who actually legitimately care and are not just trying to get a kickback.
Exactly.
There's a problem when an online group of nurses pushes only certain doctors like they're fucking pushing heroin in their veins. There's
It
an
was
issue.
when it first started happening, I was like, what is this? Why are they only pushing these doctors? Because I'd been talking to you at that point, and you were telling me about your doctor. And I was like, well, why doesn't he promote it? If he does this surgery, this miracle surgery that we apparently need.
She wouldn't put them on. She said that she needed more reviews. And I'm like, oh.
Reviews. Reviews on what? Because let's just be real. Back and have another fucking surgery. So what fucking reviews are you getting, Miss Nancy?
I don't know.
Because the ones I'm seeing are the ones that repeatedly have to go and put up the GoFundMe's for their surgeries to raise money. And if you're repeatedly having to do that, obviously it doesn't fucking work.
Well, in there, their doctors are fucking gods. They have the cure to an incurable disease. Don't you understand these things?
How can we cure something that we don't know what causes it? Like, we don't know.
You don't even know the origins, but we're curing that motherfucker, okay?
But you know, you're gonna need another surgery in 2 fucking years because you're gonna be bent over in so
Not
much
even
fucking
2
pain.
years. Not
Hey, I'm
even
giving them
2
2 years. I'm
years.
giving them 2 years.
The girls that I have talked to, it's been months, literally, that they need another endo surgery.
I would fucking go in there and wreck shit. I'm sorry. If I paid $8,500 fucking dollars, not to mention all the hotel, the flying, all that fucking bullshit, to go see your ass to have this fucking miracle surgery, and I'm in pain again in months, fuck you. I'm gonna go and destroy your fucking office.
Well,
That's
it's been a lot of them that are like they're having to get another surgery and are being harassed by this particular practice about dollars that they still owe. And they're basically like, fuck you, pay me. But, you know, these are the things that are filtered out of Nancy's Nook. It's very censored. If you are a part of that group, I'd advise you to leave. You are not getting truths. You're getting half-truths. You're getting a sham of the truth.
Run away.
Yes.
Because I tried to stay just to watch things go down, and I just couldn't do it.
I'm always leery of a one-sided story anyway, and especially one that involves heroicness and certain word usage such as cure in an uncurable disease that we don't even know the origins to. But I digress. I critically think a lot of things, and that's what I'm encouraging. Do open up your mind and think while you still have the choice to think for yourself.
Exactly. And if you're in a group and something doesn't feel right, leave. You don't have to stay. There's other groups. There's tons of them.
Mm-hmm. There's a really good one. if you're looking for scientific perspective and not just like a certain list of doctors, there's a really good one on called Endo.
I really like that group, and they don't censor you. You can talk about anything. They're not going to censor you.
And there are doctors in there that give feedback, and they also do podcasts. I mean, yeah, podcasts, and they also do Q&As.
Which is great. Look into that group because Nancy's Nook is full of some interesting people. I don't even know what to call them.
Nancy's Nook is the cancer part of the cancerous community, along with Endo-Liberties. Let's be real.
It is.
If you're an Endo-Liberty, you need to check yourself, boo, because this is about all of us, not just you.
Exactly. Everybody has a voice.
And we don't just need one mouthpiece of the community.
Exactly.
Just so crazy. Our community is just like, I don't know. Sometimes it's cattiness on steroids.
It's all the hormones.
Hormones matter. Okay. They can like make you crazy if you don't get them checked. If you don't keep them in check. Okay.
Exactly. And with this illness, with this disease, it comes with a lot of it. Not to mention it's the mental fatigue and the aloneness and all of that, all coupled with one, and then people go crazy on the internet.
Them thugs unite. Okay, they said thug life. Thug life, bitches. Like I said, I know we keep saying it over and over again, but be careful who you trust within the Endo community. There have been 2 or 3 scam incidents, big, huge scam incidents this year that we know about. And I talk to Endo girls.
Watch yourself.
I talk to Endo girls every day who are being scammed out of pads, tampons, heating pads, and that's just not cool. We are all struggling in this fight. Yeah, somebody might sacrifice to help you, but you don't need to be taking advantage of that. Like, it's so wrong and just so bad.
People need to keep in the perspective that even though we're all in this together, there are still snakes in the grass.
There's wolves in sheep's clothing, big time within this community. I mean, and think about this, girls. How do we know every one of these girls have endo? Because they say so? We don't. Some of these girls, I don't believe has endo. If I'm going to be honest, I believe they're riding the wave that's endometriosis.
Exactly. I'm starting to wonder that. I'm like, okay, prove it. Let's just prove this shit.
There is one that I'm constantly being messaged about because she tries to get people to send her food.
Food?
Yeah. I wish I was lying. She tries to get people to send her food, and when I told her, well, you need to just get on public assistance. She says she can't because her mom ruined her name, and it's this whole big story. So right there, that we've only talked one time, and I call bullshit right there. But see, I got a really good bullshit radar inside of me.
Or you get into conversations with these girls, and you're like, when were you diagnosed? And they're like, oh, well, I haven't been yet. I just know I have it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've dealt with that too. I had a group, and I seen every types of crazy of the spectrum and endometriosis there is. I feel like If you decide that you want to meet up with a sister, be careful. Um, you're a good
Public
person does
setting.
not mean
Public
uh-huh.
setting.
And just because you're a good person, it does not mean that that person is going to be good. It does not mean that that person is like how they have talked to you. Trust me. They could be a total Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde motherfucker, okay?
We've seen those. And the writing isn't always on the wall right away. Sometimes it comes out over time.
No.
Sometimes you invest that time in someone and then they go crazy. And you're like, what? I didn't, what happened?
Usually crazy knows how to stow its craziness until the right moment. Okay. um, so I just want everybody to be careful. That's my message. Whether it's in an endometriosis group that is highly toxic or it's with an endo sister, just be careful and love yourself. If you feel like something is wrong, leave it.
And remember, if they're still messaging you at all hours of the night, you don't have to talk to them.
I'm learning that.
Hey, if you message me after 3 a.m., I'm sleeping.
Uh-huh.
I'll get with you in the morning.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just if you have a gut feeling about somebody, stick with it. Because that gut feeling is usually right.
Mm-hmm. Spidey senses don't lie.
No. With that, I believe we're going to call it an episode. I'll talk to you guys
Deuces.
later. Bye.